Thank you very much for sparing the time to talk to me, by the way, because firstly, you must be very busy, and B, you must have someone better to talk to.
Not at all. Trust me. You're a foodie, which helps. You know, I can tell you like your food because you're a bit of a chunky monkey, and it's nice. But serious message, Alex, you don't have to finish the plate. It's always polite to leave a little bit.
Chunky monkey?
Yeah, it's the sort of, listen, I was 18 stone once when I ran my first marathon, and it's all going pear-shaped when you come back and the kids have gone home, the wife's gone home, and it's dark. And then someone said, hey, did you pick those cones up along the way around? I got to Cutty Sark at mile 6, absolutely shattered. So, I love my food. Unfortunately, I put weight on easily, so I have to watch my weight, and that's why I run 3 nights a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, religiously, in a way that I put a rucksack on, fill it up with potatoes, finish my service, you graze, and then I just run. I bolt.
I thought I was sylph-like till you brought it up. I'd never noticed that I was clinically obese. Thank you for pointing that out.
No, listen. We've got a slight problem in this country in terms of lack of control with the way we eat and how we eat. And I prefer the Asian ethic of eating, grazing. Eating 6 or 7 times a day, but small portions of it. And it's like when we're in the kitchen, you don't sit down and eat dinner before you start cooking. You don't go to have a sort of ravioli lobster or the most amazing, fillet steak with pommes puree and truffled mashed potatoes. Far from it. So we graze. We have to pick. So by the time I get to midnight, I'm full. To burn that off, I run. That helps gain the appetite, and I feel so much better for it at 2 o'clock in the morning.
So what you're saying is I'm a big fat pig.
You have to be very careful because at 33, 34, 35, the Simon Cowell boobies, they stay with you. It'll be difficult to lose.
Gordon Ramsay's noticed my man breasts and bingo wings. What a thrill. Last night I went for a dinner in London and I had 3 langoustines, £36 for 3 langoustines. Can you possibly justify that in this country?
No, I mean, langoustine being Dublin Bay prawns, of course. Huge succulent prawns, but I mean, 12 quid a prawn. I mean, that's, for a nation that thrives on prawn cocktails, that's an expensive prawn. Do you know what? I lived in France for 3 years, and there you grow up with that level of appreciation in terms of it's impregnated. The most amazing dinner I ever had once was in a little place called Saint-Raphael, just outside Cannes, and I had this amazing salad of goat's cheese, then I had this rabbit stew with a polenta, creamy polenta, then I had a nice slice of brie, then from that I had a tarte tatin, and everything was served on the same plate. There was no pomposity, there was just no clearing of plates, no crumbing down, but the flavours were amazing. And then I went out after that dinner and sold Christmas trees in the local courtyard to sort of gain money to sort of pay for my lodgings for the next week. So, in this country, there's a level of snobbery now around food. We've got this boom of organics because it's going to make you feel better, and, it looks better in your basket because you're travelling through Gloucestershire and you're buying from an organic farm. Well, we have organic Pizza Huts now on the King's Road. So from a chef's point of view, it's really frustrating. Organic is nice, there's no two ways about that, but the traceability and the level of integrity applied to cooking has to be all about flavour and nothing more. Not junk, not quick. And, fast food doesn't have to be junk food. That's the difference.
I was lucky last night. It was a review I didn't pay. If I'd have paid and the bill came to nearly £300 for 2 of us, I would have been absolutely heartbroken. Why do I have to pay that much money in this country to get an amazing meal?
Yeah, £300. Can I say that's a lot of money? If my mum knew, that you had spent £300 on dinner last night, that would do her for 2 months shopping down in Bridgewater in Taunton. 300 quid is ridiculous. There's no two ways about that. However, there are some fantastic neighbourhood bistros and brasseries, and now fantastic pubs locally. So can you imagine what you could buy, honestly, for 300 quid in terms of ingredients? That's enough food there to last you 6 weeks. £300. I mean, that's a joke. To feel hungry at the back of it, I'd ask my money back, to be honest. It
just staggers me that I came out thinking I'd rather have had fish and chips before and only spent £5.50. Is food getting better in this country then?
Do you know what? We're obsessed with spending money on good food because it makes us feel better at the end of the day. I've been to Atelier de Robuchon 2 or 3 times. The place is a phenomenal place. There's no two ways about that. But have we got room in this city to warrant that kind of expenditure and feel hungry at the back of it? The situation is not the same in Vegas. I enjoyed my dinner in Vegas. There's no two, but like you said, half the price. Over here now we're getting somewhat carried away. I don't know how they all survive because how many times a week are you going to do that? Like you said, if you were paying for that personally, you wouldn't be buying it. But the fact is, for a review, it's quite. It's quite hurtful to think that my sister, works as a care nurse and she earns, £15,000 a year. She would never, ever spend 300 quid with her and her husband for dinner. ever. Maybe for 6, but not for 2.
Where do we go then for good food now? Pub food is microwaved. There's the high end where we're paying £300 for a meal for 2. Is there anything now in the middle that is reasonable and good? Where can you recommend going? Not necessarily naming names, but is there that food available in this country?
Yeah, it is there. There's no two ways about that, but you've got to search high and low. I think the Good Food Guide does an amazing sort of search on good food in local areas. The secret is to stay away from all the flash places, because 90% of them are full of sort of celebrations and corporates, and so somebody else is paying. So you're dining out on somebody else's dollar. So the neighbourhood bistro brasserie. There's an amazing restaurant at the top of Thrift Street in Soho called Arbutus. It's a friend of mine who runs it, but it's like 21 quid, 22 quid for 3 courses, and the food is fabulous. So you've got to search high and low, and don't be scared when you make a reservation. Ask the average price for dinner and take it from there.